Hi, everyone. Welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. Today is Saturday, June 4th, 2022. And I wanted to talk tonight about information that is appearing in alt media, that there is a divide among the white hats about how to proceed with getting our country back on track. And there are those that say, oh, it'll get cleaned up when we have the midterm elections, trust us. And there are those that say we have the evidence, we have the indictments, we want to move on them. Now, personally, I'm in that camp because I don't want to trust an election to get rid of someone who needs to be prosecuted. If they have broken the law and have indictments brought against them, they need to face consequences for their actions. If you want to clean up government, you make sure government officials know that they're going to be held accountable with the same laws that you and I are. That'll clean it up better than anything. That's just my opinion. Hey, you know, I'm a conservative, I'm grandma, I'm a veteran. I feel pretty strongly that the law needs to apply equally to everybody. There shouldn't be certain classes of people who get away with things. And if they have in the past, that needs to change. But I wanted to ask the cards tonight about that. So what I did, I've already shuffled 2 decks. I'll do one other shuffle in front of the camera and I'll do the cut, but I wanted to shorten this down a little bit when I do. And we're going to be asking the universe to tell us with the first deck, what America will look like in 1 year if we do not have some mass arrests and some public disclosures of uncomfortable truths that you and I might be aware of, but the general public is still able to be in denial about. And then with the other deck, it'll be the opposite. So before I do that, let's talk a little bit though about why I think that they have enough items to take action on. One moment, I'm going to share a screen with you. You see, an indictment happens, it's a formal accusation of serious wrongdoing that's sought by a federal prosecutor, voted on by a grand jury, which usually leads to an arrest. Grand juries have to be convened to make felony indictments. Now, a sealed indictment means that for now, the information is sealed and not being acted upon with an act of arrest. So I found a site that updates in real time, and I'll tell you where it is after we look at it real quickly. And you can see how many indictments there are supposed to be by each state in our union. So yes, I'm talking to American members here, and if you're in another country and listening, I hope it's interesting to you. If not, I'll see you on the next one. Okay, one moment, I'm going to show you that site, just a moment. Okay, at bad-boys.us, there is a state listing of sealed indictments. Okay, now I can understand that some may not be ready to be acted on, and some might involve minors that need to be protected. But let's just pick a couple of topics and look at the number of indictments on a couple of coastal states. Something that we can all agree is a crime. How about pedophilia? Okay. I'm going to click on the pedophilia button. Okay. And this is all of the closed and waiting indictments. Okay. The number 1 state with pedophile indictments that are on hold is Texas with 825. In second place, and it's a dubious honor, is New York with 568. Then number 3 is Florida with 510. Number 4 is Missouri with 411. And number 5 is California with 390. Let's look at another unquestionably bad thing. How about human trafficking? Let's see who the top 5 are. Again, we got Texas with 864, New York with 567, Florida with 504, Missouri 401, and California with 392. No state seems to be exempt in any of these. How about corruption? Number 1 is Virginia with 513. Number 2 is Florida with 320. Number 3 is Washington State, I assume, with 311. That updated while we were on it. Washington still has 311. Number 4, Texas has 302, and California has 260. So there are lots and lots and lots of 3 very big items that they could be unsealing and taking action on, don't you think? All right, well, I'm going to close that out, and we'll continue with just a basic tarot read. 1 second. Okay, so let's see what the universe has to say about that. Again, the question I was concentrating on as I worked with each deck, the first deck is, what will America look like in 1 year if we do not pursue large numbers of arrests, mass arrests, and begin that disclosure process to the general public? Let's see what the cards have to say. And again, this first deck is for our if they do not have mass arrests. First card is 2 of Swords. Second card is 3 of Swords. Next card is Judgment. Next card is Knight of Wands, the Magician, King of Wands, and the Hanged Man. Now, for the same layout, asking the universe, what will America look like in 1 year if they do begin the mass arrest process and start the disclosures? This is for if they do. First card, King of Cups. Second card, the Sun. Third card, Ace of Pentacles. Fourth card is 9 of Swords. 3 of Hearts, but in a different position. Ace of Swords. And Wheel of Fortune. Okay, looking at our if they do layout, the situation is indicated by the King of Cups. He's very much in charge of his emotions. He can also be a little bit tricky, but clarifying that is the Sun, which is a joy card and a success card, and they don't get better than the Sun as far as that goes. Now, in the near past, what we would see in a year if they pursue the mass arrests and start some disclosures of those uncomfortable truths that you and I are aware of, the Ace of Pentacles shows up. And the Ace of Pentacles is about material success and manifestation. So we would be manifesting some worry for those getting indicted. Not nearly as much. Some of those indictments will remain sealed and not acted on, but some are going to be held accounted for. It's going to cause some heartache, both for those who are finally being held accountable for misdeeds and corruption and crime, and for those that had people on a pedestal that they didn't deserve. Okay, the Ace of Swords, though, clarifies that heartache a little bit. The Ace of Swords is about victory, pure and simple victory and success. And Wheel of Fortune is always changing, being aspected, helping this one for the advice. I'd say that there's a green light on do it. Your world's going to be in a better place. But I'm going to pull those up and we'll look at the if we don't cards. If you notice, there are different types, so I didn't get them mixed up. Okay, here's our layout for if they don't get those mass arrests going, what will our country look like in 1 year? Okay, the 2 of Swords indicates if we do, If we don't, pardon me, there is some indecision about that, and there's going to need to be some waiting. It's going to cause heartache. The waiting will cause heartache. Ultimately, a year from now, we'll still see some judgment happening. The Knight of Wands is an energy that can be a little bit restless, tends to act prematurely. So we may see some changes that aren't well thought out. If they don't, maybe some unexpected ones, because the Magician makes things manifest. And it can, now, hopefully that manifestation is done in balance with the ethereal and the physical plane, but not always. You've got to be careful with this energy. He has access to all the elements, and hopefully we'll use them wisely. But it's definitely about manifestation. What will we manifest? We've got the King of Wands here, and he's about wisdom and vision and honor. And we're going to be looking at a lot of things in a new way if we pursue this path of not following the indictments. It looks like in 1 year, regardless of whether those mass arrests happen or not, even though I think they should, we are in for some huge changes in the coming year, in the next 12 months. Some big changes. Will they be more positive if they're also included mass arrests and some public disclosure? I think so. I think the cards think so. I don't know if you think so, but it's something to mull, isn't it? That's it for this read. If you enjoyed it, please like and share and subscribe. You're welcome to comment. And I keep reminding everybody, the war's won. It's just, how is it going to play out? Personally, I'd like it to play out a little sooner rather than later. I want humanity openly back on a path that's more close to what our Creator intended for us. I want those who govern to do so lightly and with honor and integrity. I want children to be safe and cherished and welcome and treasured, and not a commodity and not a product. That's what I want. That's what I'd like to see, and that's what I'm here working for. Thank you.